tired of waiting for someone to give you a shot, lock in with me. We're gonna run this next play.
You ready? Let's go! Yeah. For those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
This is where your story really starts. It is telling me you are now live. What's going on, family? Welcome all are welcome. You already know who it is. It's your brother, your guy, your teammate, in this season at least, Tony the Tycoon, and this is Gridiron Gains, where we're not just talking about legacy. You want to know what we're doing? I know you want to know what we're doing. We're building it. Look, today we're diving into a topic that separates ones who talk about legacy from ones who actually build it. Your brand is your business. Your brand is the business. Not just what you do, but what you stand for, what you've survived, and what you bring to the table when the lights are off and the fans are gone. So if you're tired of waiting for someone to give you a shot, this one's for you. So let's huddle up, lock in with me, and we're gonna run this next play. Guys, so excited that you're here. I wanna get into something that's been near and dear in my heart. And I'm calling this segment, the first part of it, the wake-up call. Let me take you back for a moment. See, some of you may or may not know, I played professionally for about 10 years. And after I retired from the NFL, I thought the hardest part was behind me. I figured I already climbed my mountain, getting to the NFL, going through college and training days and all of that. But what I realized is no one tells you that after the cheers fade, the only thing that's left is silence. And in that silence, you start to question everything. At least I know I did. I'd ask myself, like, who am I without the game? What value do I bring if I'm not suited up on Sundays? Guys, that's the place that I call the valley, that low place, right? The quiet moments when you're alone with your thoughts and every doubt comes rushing in. I know many of you listening have felt that. Maybe you're a former athlete like me, or maybe you're an entrepreneur after a startup exit. You could even be a soldier coming home and things don't seem the way that they usually do when you come back, right? There's so much change. Or what if you're a parent that's watching your kids leave for college and now you're an empty nester? See, this is where we got to hit the point where we realize that titles are going to fade, positions are going to change. The applause we relied on at one time, it's eventually going to stop. But what stays? Your voice, your values, and how you use them to build something that lasts. I love what it says in the book of Proverbs. It says, where there is no vision, the people perish. You see, without a vision beyond your current title, guys, you're going to lose direction. That wake-up call can feel like the end of the road, but it's really the beginning of a new game. Maybe you're in that valley right now, and you're asking yourself those super hard and challenging questions. If so, guys, I want you to take heart. I promise you, you're not alone. You're not alone. And this isn't the end of your story. In fact, this is where your story really starts. Guys, I've come to realize that sometimes God lets us lose something we thought we needed to show us what we really made of. Sometimes God lets us lose things we thought we needed to place us where we are needed. And so when the uniform comes off or the job title changes, you find out if you were just playing a role or if you're truly walking in your purpose. And trust me, guys, trust me on this. You have a purpose beyond any role. Your experiences, the victories, and the losses have prepared you for more than you can imagine. That silence, it's not just emptiness. You know what it is? It's a blank canvas. It's your chance to draw up a new play in your life. I want you guys to understand the power of your brand. So we're going to talk about that. Because look, your next step forward, it's not about chasing the job title. Guess what? Your next step forward is not about copying someone else's path. It's about your brand. And I'm not talking about logos when I talk about this. I'm not talking about fancy graphics here. I'm talking about your brand. Your brand is your conviction. It's the story only you can tell, the one rooted in your soul and in your struggles. Guys, think about it. When people hear your name, what do you want them to think of? What do you represent when you're not in that uniform or you're not at that office? That is your brand. That is your reputation. What people know you for and trust you for. Those things can open doors that money just cannot get. A good name built on character and consistency, guys, I'm telling you, that is priceless in any field. The Bible puts it like this: a good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. So likewise, your brand is built through trust and through truth. And then that happens with transformation. It grows every time you show up authentically and deliver value. When people see you, hear you, follow you, they're not just buying your product or cheering your performance. They're buying into your promise. They're buying into you. They want to be a part of the story that you're telling and the mission you're on. You're going to have to own your story, every chapter of it. The good, the perceived bad, and the perceived ugly. If you don't tell it, guess what? Someone else will. And guess what? They're going to profit off of your pain. Guys, we've seen this. How many times have we seen tabloids or media misrepresent an athlete's story for a quick buck? Don't let that happen to you. Your setbacks are setups for your major comebacks. Your lessons learned, guess what? Those are your assets. They're the foundation of a brand that no one else can replicate because it was set up and designed strictly for you. Think about Nike's slogan, just do it. Guys, they're not selling a shoe in these 3 words. They're selling a mindset. They're selling a conviction. When you wear their gear, you feel that attitude. That's what a powerful brand does. It transfers belief. And in that way, that's the same way your personal brand should transfer your conviction to others. You see, when people encounter you or your business, they should feel what that stands for. The bottom line is, your brand isn't a product you sell. It's the story that you tell. You got to make it truthful, make it consistent, and make it powerful. Guys, I want to talk to you about something so important that really hits home. Opportunities that are missed. Now, we've all heard that saying, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Well, let me ask you, and be straight up. Answer this at home for those that are watching. How many times have you talked yourself out of launching something, out of raising your brand or raising your hand, or out of showing up online or starting your business that you keep dreaming about? How many times have you said, I'm not ready, or I'm not big enough yet? And you watch someone else with less talent go out and do the very thing you were afraid to do. Do the very thing you were afraid to try. Be real with yourself. You're saying things like, I don't have enough followers, or I'm not polished enough, or I don't have the credentials or the connections. That's not truth talking. You know what that is? That's fear. That's fear in disguise. You see, fear is a master of disguise, using logic and excuses to keep you on the sidelines. But I'm going to be real with y'all for a second. This lesson hits home for me. I'm talking to myself because I experienced this in my own career. See, back when I was playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers, we had a game against the Tennessee Titans. At that point, I was a younger player. I hadn't seen much playing time. And truth be told, standing on the sidelines week after week after week, man, I'm telling you, that can wear on you mentally as a player. And these things start creeping in your mind. Man, am I ever going to play? Is it even worth giving my all in practice this week if I'm not even sure I'm going to get in the game? Like, what am I doing here? So guess what I did? Guess what I did? That week, I didn't prepare the same. I didn't prepare the way I knew I should have. I let my focus slip. My energy in practice was half-hearted. I was physically there, but mentally I had, like we used to say, man, I had one of my feet in the parking lot. I was ready to go. And then as fate would have it, that moment came, guys. A starter went down. Coach yelled my name. Hey, get in there, Hill, 66, get in there, man. My opportunity showed up, unannounced. And look, I wish that I could sit here and tell you it was a glorious story of triumph. Like I went out there and I just dominated everybody and got it in. Guess what? It wasn't. And I went into that game and I didn't perform the way that I wanted to. Not because I wasn't capable, I had all the talent, but because I wasn't prepared. It was like I was studying the wrong playbook and then being surprised when the real plays started coming at me. And let me tell you, that drive home after the game was the longest, most painful drive of my life. I had to sit with the fact that not only did I let my family down in that moment, I let myself down by not staying ready. It would be another 4 weeks before I got a chance again. 4 weeks of knowing, of understanding that I had fumbled my shot. So hear me clearly, guys. Please zoom in on this one. A lack of preparation can cost you your promise. And I learned that the hard way. The good book says the plans of the diligent lead surely to abundance, but everyone who is hasty comes only to poverty. I wanted my shot so bad. And then when it didn't come, I wasn't prepared. And when it came, I wasn't ready. So in other words, your diligence and your preparedness for your opportunity, it will pay off. But if you act rashly or neglect that preparation, you're going to miss out. Now, there is a happy ending. I was fortunate. Eventually, I got another shot. And you better believe the next time my name was called, I was ready. Like my life depended on it. I seized that moment. And I never let that level of preparation drop again. But here's the reality. Not everyone gets a second chance. Sometimes that one moment, guys, that's all you get. And on the flip side of this thing, I've seen athletes with $1 million talent let $1 million or multi-million-dollar opportunities pass them by because they waited on the perfect conditions. They waited for someone to give them permission or for all the stars to align. They were like entrepreneurs who never launched their product because they're waiting to fine tune it forever. And then someone less qualified goes into the market and succeeds. And not only do they succeed, they dominate. Guys, don't be that person. Don't let your vision die in the locker room or in the draft folder of your life. If you have a vision, you need to prepare for it now, even if no one else sees it yet, because if you stay ready, you won't have to scramble when the whistle blows and it's game time. You'll be ready, you'll be locked, and you'll be there to embrace your moment. I want to share another story with you guys. This one is so powerful. This one is about an athlete who refused to let her vision die and didn't wait for her permission. Some of you guys may know Allyson Felix, one of the most decorated female track athletes in the world. A few years ago, Allyson found herself in a tough spot. She was a multi-time Olympic gold medalist. But when she decided to do something so beautiful, like start her family, her sponsor, which is one of the biggest athletic brands in the world, told her they'd pay her 70% less. Imagine that. They essentially said your value was going to drop because you want to be a mother. They doubted her. And they doubted the vision she had for herself as both an athlete and also a mom. Now, here's a decision that Allyson could make. She could have accepted that. A lot of people would have. She could have said and looked at that situation and been like, well, maybe right. They may be right. Maybe I should just be grateful for what I have. But see, I'm going to tell you something, guys. Champions don't think like that. Instead, she used that setback as fuel. She walked away from that big contract. Scary, right? Walking away from guaranteed money from the biggest name in the game or one of the biggest names in the game. But she had a bigger vision and she was prepared to bet on herself. So what did Allyson do? She built her own brand. She founded a shoe company called Seish. Phenomenal name, by the way. Shout out to Alison. But Seish was designed by and for women, including moms and pregnant athletes. She decided that if the establishment wouldn't value female athletes as a whole, she would. And guess what? In the Tokyo Olympics, Allyson Felix ran in her own spikes. She ran in her own shoes in a company that she made, and she won her 11th Olympic medal, surpassing Carl Lewis for the most track and field medals by any American. Talk about staying ready and seizing the moment. She turned a disrespectful cut and pay into an opportunity to create a business that stands for something. Now her brand isn't just about running fast, guys. It's about equity, empowerment, and knowing your worth. Allison's story really gets me going because it's proof that your vision is your responsibility. No one else is going to see it as clearly as you do, and no one else is going to hand it to you. You can't wait for permission or perfect timing. You prepare, you stay ready, and when you get your chance, or when you make a chance, guess what? You strike. So I ask you guys again, and I ask you as clearly as possible, when your opportunity comes, will you be ready? Or will you look back wishing you had taken it more seriously? Don't let your hesitation today become your regret tomorrow. So here's the brand playbook, guys. Because we've been talking about all these different experiences, now we gotta be awakened to our purpose and the power of our purpose, the power of owning our story. We've nailed down the mindset aspect of preparation. Let's get practical. It's the X's and O's times, all right? It's time to drop the playbook for your brand and your business, because it's one thing to get pumped up and to be all motivated. It's another to execute the play. You see, legacy isn't built by talent alone. It's built by structure, it's built by system, and it's built by story. Just like a championship team needs a game plan, you need a blueprint for building whatever your brand is going to be. So what I want to do is I want to break the brand down into these 3 plays. Number 1, you got to clarify your conviction. Think of this as defining your mission statement. What's the one belief or the one message that you will go to battle for? That thing you stand for, no matter what jersey you wear or what job title you have, that's going to be your foundation. And I'm going to tell you guys, honestly, you need to get crystal clear on it. Is it hard work pays off? Is it family first? Is it second chances? Or maybe you're into brain health matters. Whatever it is, we got to dig deep and find the core conviction. Because here's the truth. What you believe at your core will end up defining who you become and how you're going to impact others. And when I say clarify your conviction, I mean know your why inside and out. If someone wakes up at 5 a.m. and asks you what you stand for, you should be able to tell them in one sentence what that is. That conviction will guide your every decision. And it is also going to attract people to you. That's the same that goes for any athlete or entrepreneur who's trying to build a legacy beyond their title. Their conviction is the thing that guides their actions and sets them apart. So for an action step, I want you to take some time to write down your core belief or mission. Craft it into a short statement. That's going to be your North Star for your brand. Number 2, guys, we got to create. We got to create the platform. Once you know what you stand for, you need a way to share it consistently. In football, if conviction is your playbook, the platform is the stadium that you're going to play in. It's where people come to hear your message. It's where people come not only to hear your message, but also to engage with you. It could be a podcast, a YouTube channel, a blog, an Instagram page, a coaching program, a community group. Whatever feels right to you, the key is to pick a platform and then show up consistently. You don't have to be on every social media network or do everything at once. In fact, it's better to dominate one channel than to dabble in all different ones that's out there for you. Consider a business, right? Great companies often start with one great product or one flagship store. And once they nail that, then what they're going to do after that is they're going to scale up. You are a business. You have to remember that. So start with one platform you can commit to. If you're a natural speaker, maybe it's a weekly live video or a podcast. Maybe you're somebody that just has a passion for writing. So that could be a blog or a series on LinkedIn articles, right? A series of LinkedIn articles. Or if you're more comfortable in the camera in short bursts, man, TikTok and Instagram Reels are made and designed for that. That might be for you. The format doesn't matter as much as your consistency and authenticity. See, your audience should know that every week or every day, you're going to be there delivering value. It's just like showing up to practice every day. You build trust and then you build rhythm. You don't get discouraged if at first only 5 people are listening or watching. Look, we all, and I mean we all, have to start somewhere. Every stadium was empty before it was ever packed. So keep showing up and it will grow. And then finally, number 3, you got to connect to profit. This is where a lot of folks shy away, but listen, your story and knowledge are valuable. And there's nothing wrong with monetizing your message. I will tell you this again, this is one of the biggest things I coach my people on. There's nothing wrong with monetizing your message. In fact, if you want sustainability and legacy, you need to create income streams from your brand. Think of this step as setting up your business model. In sports terms, if conviction is your playbook and the platform is your stadium, then profit is winning the game, right? You're scoring your points. That's the result. You're not just playing for fun, guys. You're playing to win, to put points on the scoreboard. Remember, none of these steps happen in isolation. They all intertwine. They all feed into each other. You see, your conviction informs the content you're sharing, right? That's one. It's the belief that drives your message. That content is consistently delivered on your platform, which builds trust and positions you as a credible voice. And then from there, your platform becomes the bridge to profit, allowing you to offer products or services aligned with your purpose. When you do all 3 right, guys, I'm telling you, you have got a self-sustaining system. It's like a well-rounded team. You got offense, you got defense, and you got special teams. They're all working together. A great defense gives your offense a chance to score, and a great offense puts points on the board and lets the defense play confidently. And special teams, man, special teams can change the game with one big play. Well, in your brand business, your conviction is the defense. This is what's going to keep you grounded and protect you from all different types of distractions. Your platform, we'll call that the offense. It's consistently moving the ball downfield, building trust, yard by yard by yard. And the profit is like special teams. It might not be on the field every play, but when it shows up like a big product launch or a partnership, man, it can change the score really quick. So, you know how we do on Gridiron Gains, man. This is the 4th quarter, family. We got the call to action. This is the last drive. And I appreciate you guys for staying with me. But this is where we turn talk into action. It's time to stop waiting and start building. If you're fired up right now and ready to monetize your message, ready to turn your story into a business and your brand into a legacy, here's what your plays are going to be. Guys, I need you to go download your Legacy Starter Kit. Okay? I need you guys to go to staddybooks.com/legacy. I'll have my people drop the description on the video and in the description, the link in the description. But you got to grab that Legacy Starter Kit. This is your playbook to get clear on your purpose, to structure your story, and to start building your digital product empire today. Look, don't just be nodding your head like, man, I like what he's saying. No, man, don't do that. Take the step. The starter kit is going to help you put into practice what we're talking about right now. Different exercises and things of that nature that I've created from my own experience. The next thing is this, and I'm so excited about this too. You got to join the Stat Legacy League Facebook group. Look, man, every champion needs a huddle. This community is not for bystanders, though. It's for action takers. You're going to connect with other athletes and entrepreneurs who are building their brands and businesses just like you. This is where we're going to share real strategies and wins and even the losses, because we got to keep it real and we got to learn from everything. I'm going to drop exclusive tips in there that I don't share anywhere else. And remember that proverb, as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. In the Legacy League, guess what, guys? We're going to sharpen each other. We're going to lift each other up. And no one gets to sit on the bench in this group. Everyone has to play because everyone has to grow. And then finally, when you're ready, book your strategy call. This is a personalized game plan. You get to book a one-on-one strategy with our team. I want you guys to imagine this as like a scouting report, getting play calls and meeting tailored needs just for you. We're going to map out your brand. We're going to map out your message, and that's going to help you map out that money, right? But we're going to do it together. You're going to walk away with a concrete plan to implement immediately. If you have ever in your life wished you could have had a coach for the next season of your life, guys, this is your chance. All we're here to do is to guide you and to challenge you and to hold you accountable to the standard we know that you're capable of, because it's the one that you're going to set. Now, you got the resources, you got the community backing you. The only thing that is left, the most important factor in all of this, right, is you. You don't wait for permission. You don't wait for the lead to call. You don't wait for someone else to validate your vision. Guys, if I'm being honest with you, the cemetery is full of great ideas and dreams that never saw daylight because someone was waiting for the right time or waiting for the approval. Not you. Not anymore. So if this message hit home for you, man, do me a favor. Share it with a teammate. Share it with a friend. Somebody who needs that push. Somebody that can learn and grow from this. Post about it on your social. Tag me so I can cheer you on, right? Like, share, and subscribe, all that YouTube-y stuff, right? But in the end of all of that, I need you to remember this. Your story doesn't end when the game does. That was just halftime. Now it's time to execute the next play. So, I'm so glad that you guys decided to join me. You know who it is. It's your man, Tony the Tycoon. Keep growing. Keep learning. Keep scaling. Run well, young lions and lionesses. Tony the Tycoon. I'm out.